What's up guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So this video is going to be short and sweet and just talk about a few things when it comes to weight fluctuation. And just kind of a few things to keep in mind when you do step on the scale, if you do step on the scale, and things, if you don't step on the scale, like these are still things that like can show physically. So like just things to keep in mind when looking at your body, trying to stay objective about it, and just some facts about weight fluctuation. First thing is what time of the day you are weighing yourself. You are going to weigh differently throughout the week, throughout the month, but you also weigh different weights throughout the day. My weight can fluctuate as much as 5 pounds within one day. So if you're trying to lose weight, gain weight, anything, if you're weighing yourself at different times of the day, that can lead to like skewed data and just like a skewed perception of what you think. So if you're going to weigh yourself, I recommend weighing yourself under the same circumstances at the same time every day. So for me, I weigh myself when I wake up in the morning with no food or water in me, after I go to the bathroom, and in the same amount of clothing. That way I can get the most accurate data and like most accurate reading of how much I actually do weigh. Going off of that, once I keep that in line, then the other things I talk about will be able to give me more of an explanation if the scale does go up or down. Talking more about why your weight fluctuates throughout the day, well, you're eating food and you're drinking water. If you drink a gallon of water a day, then you're gonna weigh a little bit heavier. So let's say you step on the scale in the morning fasted without anything in you, and then you drink a gallon of water, your weight's gonna go up. That's like taking a gallon jug of water and whatever fluids you drank that day and whatever else you ate and bringing it on the scale with you and holding on to it. You are going to eat things throughout the day and your body is going to change throughout the day. So if by the end of the day you either look or feel a little bit bloated, or like your abs have gone away, or you just feel softer as the day goes on, that is normal. Very, very normal. When I post my pictures, I post my progress pictures on my Instagram story. Those are all taken in the morning fasted with no food in me. That's why sometimes if you see me in person or you see me at the gym, I might have a little bit softer look. It's because I'm eating, I'm drinking, I'm living life. Another question you should ask yourself is how much did you drink the day before in water? So you should be getting a gallon to 2 gallons of water a day. Water is so helpful for you. Your cells use it, your body uses it, like it rinses out toxin, it helps all of your cells and like bodily functions like work properly. Just water is needed. You should be getting 1 to 2 gallons a day. And what I would suggest, if you are wondering if you're getting at least 1 gallon a day, buy a gallon jug of water and take one day and drink it. Like make sure you drink the whole thing, whether that's pouring it into a cup or drinking it straight from the gallon, to see what it feels like, because you might think you're drinking a lot during the day, but you might not actually be drinking a lot during the day. So having that gallon there to remind you and to see if you're drinking enough, that'll be good. But if you're not drinking enough water, you can look bloated because your body isn't getting enough water, so it holds on to any water. So if you didn't drink enough water the day before, you could have a more bloated look in the morning. So you don't want to get dehydrated or bloated. And that also, depending on how much water, say your water remains consistent, but you had more sodium that day, with more salt, more water is going to hold on. So you just need to either drink extra water if you're gonna have extra sodium or salt. And this is not to say that sodium or salt is a bad thing. I have plenty in my diet, but I do recognize, like if I go out to eat or I get Chipotle or anything like that, that I might have to drink more water that day because I did have more sodium than my body is used to on an everyday basis. The next thing is your food consistent? So this video is more so to give first an explanation and just like some things to think about if you're going to be stepping on the scale or looking at your body or you're on a weight loss journey, but just like also if you are an everyday person and you feel like your weight ranges between 1 and 5 pounds, like that is average, and you don't need to feel like, oh my goodness, this morning I weighed 5 pounds more. Like you can't really gain 5 pounds of fat in one night. you can definitely gain 5 pounds of bloat or water weight or anything like that in one night. So I don't want people to not realize what causes weight change and weight fluctuations and try to go to an extreme to fix it. So you wake up 5 pounds heavier one morning, I can almost fully guarantee you do not gain 5 pounds of fat. So being able to look up those numbers objectively, think about the day before, think about the week, think about your body, and see if that is an actual reflection of what you have done, or if you just need to give yourself a few days, or if you just need to be more consistent. So the next question is your food consistent? Are you trying to gain weight? Are you trying to maintain? Are you trying to lose weight? If you're trying to gain weight, then the scale's gonna be going up and you gotta be able to cope with that. If you're trying to lose weight, there are many things that go into what the scale reads or what your body looks like, so keep those in mind. If you're trying to maintain, even if you're trying to maintain, the scale is going to change. Something else to keep in mind is if it's your time of the month, if you're a girly girl up in here having that menstrual cycle, then sometimes that also causes problems with what the scale says or what you feel. And again, that is normal, and you shouldn't take that as fat gain and like go into a frenzy and do 17 extra hours of cardio. Another question to ask yourself is, what time did you eat your last meal the day before? I can tell ya it makes a difference. If I eat my last meal at midnight versus 8 p.m., I will normally be like up to a pound difference, just because your body needs time to digest food. And so if you're eating at midnight and waking up at 6 a.m., that's not exactly enough time for all of the food to like be digested and be good to go through your body. So keep in mind what time you ate your last meal. What's a normal time to eat your last meal? If you always eat your meals at midnight and you always weigh yourself at 8 a.m., that's different. But if it's like you stayed up late or you ate your last meal later than normal, then that is something else that needs to be taken into account. Another thing is, are you working out and what time are you working out? So muscles, are you working out? Muscle does not weigh more than fat. They weigh the same. It's just muscle is denser, so it takes up less space. It's not magical. It's like the whole like, would you rather carry a pound of bricks or a pound of feathers? Like they both weigh a pound. So muscle and fat both weigh a pound, but they're denser. Muscle's denser. Also, what time you're working out. When you work out, you are tearing your muscle fibers and they need time to build and repair. So if you're working out, you're tearing your muscles, they can swell or be inflamed to a certain extent. If you work out really late at night and weigh yourself really early in the morning, then that could again cause the scale to read a different number. Another thing is your quality of sleep, not quality and quantity. So the amount of sleep you get is very important. You should be getting, I think it's 6 to 8 hours is the recommended. In one of my classes in our textbook, it says 7 hours is like the magic number. You should be getting a good amount of sleep, but also the quality of sleep. So if you're staying asleep the whole night, or if you're restless. So if you have a bad night's sleep, or you've had multiple nights in a row where you're not getting good sleep, that can contribute to how your body feels and looks. So that is again another thing you need to take into account when you're trying to look at your body. Another thing is how stressed you are. So restlessness and stress probably going a little bit hand in hand, but I can promise you that during my prep, stress was like a major reason that my weight was all over the place. I'm a high stress person. I'm not high strung, but I just stress about a lot of things. It has to do with my anxiety as well. It just causes me to stress. And like people near me can tell when I'm more stressful than not. And when I'm stressing about something, my weight goes up. It just does. So the amount of stress you have in your life and how you are dealing with that. Almost all of my check-ins with Nick have to deal with him being like, control your stress, Sue. Control your stress. Another thing is how your digestion is going. So if you followed me for any number of time, or if you know me, you know I got some digestion issues up in here. So a lot of times because I have become accustomed to weighing myself and looking at my body because I'm a competitor. I probably, if I was just living life for every day, I wouldn't weigh myself as much or really like focus on this as much. I just know as a competitor, there's a lot of things that go into it. At this point, I can tell when it's a water bloat or it's a digestion bloat because it's normally based on if I've gone to the bathroom or not, and my water's always on point. I aim for 1.5 to 2 gallons a day. So being able to keep all of these things in mind, and then going off of that when it comes to vacation, or when you're off schedule for a time in your life, when you get back to it, I would stay away from the scale, because I know when I went on my cruise, when I got on the scale, it was like 5 or 6 pounds up, and I was like, what's happening? But I gave it like a few days of consistency and I got back to my normal weight. So these are just a few tips and tricks and things to, I guess they're not tricks, things to keep in mind when you're weighing yourself or when you're on a fitness journey at all, are all contributors to weight fluctuation. And you should be aware of them instead of just assuming everything is fat gain or muscle loss or whatever you're assuming it is. Once you have gotten a lot of these things nailed down and you're more consistent, you can tell smaller variations. But this is just a little video about weight fluctuations, the cause of weight fluctuations, what you can do in your power to control them, or at least control how your mind is thinking about them. And yeah, that's gonna be all for today's videos. Uploads every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Don't forget to subscribe, like, thumbs up, all that stuff. And since this is Monday, it's going up on Tuesday, you still have an extra day to get Thrive, which is Legion's vegan protein. I have not tried it, but someone I very much so trust, Josh Bryan, you should go check out his YouTube channel and his Instagram. His YouTube channel will be linked in the description box below. He said it is one of the best tasting vegan proteins he has ever tried. I'm hoping to get my hands on it soon. I do have a decent amount of vegan friends, and I would like to be able to suggest something that's actually good. So Thrive is 30% off through Wednesday. You can always use the link in my bio. Don't forget to enter my giveaway. There will be 3 winners. I think I'm choosing 1 just from YouTube because I love you guys. You guys are like the bomb. The girls I know who consistently watch and comment and like interact in my YouTube, like one of you guys is gonna win because you're the realest. See you guys on Thursday.